Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is August 23rd, and right now we are looking at the mid-level water vapor loop. This is about 4:45 p.m. yesterday. You can see our upper level low is off the coast of southwest Oregon. We have thunderstorm activity across Vancouver Island, the Olympic Mountains, Washington, Oregon, Cascades. We're going to scroll through the evening and the overnight hours, and you see hundreds of lightning strikes riding up across the Oregon Cascades, trying to make its way out into the lower elevations of the Puget Sound. It made it a little bit here, and it made it across a lot of the foothill areas as well, as you'll see as I continue on. Nice cluster of storms moving across the west slopes of the Cascades there as we go on into the early morning hours, and we have thunderstorm activity continuing all the way on through this morning and to where we are currently across the Cascades. Southwest BC has been pretty active as well. The Olympics at times, and again, hundreds of strikes across Washington and the Oregon Cascades. Also, if I scroll back here, you'll see where we're pretty active across some of southwest Oregon with the upper level low in that immediate vicinity. We had some special marine warnings out there for some waterspout potential also. So we have additional weather coming in here, folks, here today. We have some thunderstorm activity, again, possible on through today, especially some severe storms east of the mountains. And we have another system approaching as we go on into the Monday, Tuesday time frame. We're going to take a look at that as well. Also, some interesting temperature records could be broken today, or at least we could come close to that. Now, I selected this station to the southwest of Issaquah, Washington. There's the Seattle Metro here. So looking at that, you can see the lightning strike started just about, 12:42 a.m. And you can kind of see they went through the early morning hours out there. The Tempest Weather Station doing a great job detecting this lightning. It's so much fun to watch this when you've got one of these attached to your place of residence. And of course, you can graph other things like rain and when it was raining exactly. It's got a haptic rain gauge so it can tell when the first drops start to fall. And here I've got temperature, and you can kind of go back and see the high and low temperature, and you can graph this any way you want. It stores all the data for you free in the cloud. And this is the UV index. It does this as well. It's a great weather station, especially for the price. So highly recommend this. Click on that link down below if you want to save 10% off. Now, taking a look at the thunderstorm potential today, the main threat here is with the wind here over into eastern Washington, clipping northeast Oregon here. I'll show you some of that here in the weather models, but you could get some gusts, some severe gusts. That's 58 miles per hour. That could bring a lot of blowing dust out there and even some damage. This is day 2. The thunderstorm threat starts to push off east, and then day 3 even a bit more. Now looking at Seattle, 70 degrees, 7 degrees below average, 0.1 of an inch of rain, 1/10 of an inch. And, some of the models are trending a little bit further north with the heavier precipitation. So I hope we can get up to our normal precipitation amounts with this system. We do have another system rolling in here, though, as we go through Monday night into Tuesday. I'll show you that in a moment. But if we look at the North American model, composite reflectivity, this is what it may look like as we go through the day today. This would be about 9 a.m. There's 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 p.m. And you can see we've got some pretty strong thunderstorms moving across eastern Oregon up towards eastern Washington. So not sleep on this activity. Walla Walla, Lewiston, Pullman, and maybe even a lightning strike up towards Spokane. But you can see across eastern Oregon as well, some pretty potent looking storms. And the upper level low continuing to bring precipitation across a lot of western Oregon. And that wraparound moisture bringing precipitation across the Puget Sound, southwest BC, and across much of the region here. There is going to be kind of a sharp cutoff on the heavier amounts, and I'll show you more on that here in a bit. The HRRR is showing something similar as well. I'm going to put that into motion. It actually shows more thunderstorm activity for places like Yakima and Ellensburg as we go through this afternoon also. So don't sleep on that activity as well. Eyes on the sky today. And you can see that wraparound moisture hanging with us at least on in through tonight and on in through tomorrow for some locations. Now, if we look at the HRRR, I want to show you this one. This is the 13Z run. So if I put this into motion, I want to show you east because you can see some of these gusty winds kind of ripping across the region. Look at that move across the Washington, Oregon border there into southeast Washington. So some of these thunderstorms could be packing a punch, and that would cause some issues. The crosswind on I-90, Highway 2 out there, and some blowing dust. So, and a nice crosswind for I-84 as well. So watch out for that activity as we go through the afternoon today. This is looking at the North American model. So I want to stop this here because we can look at the one 6 hours ago and the one that's hot off the presses, and you can kind of see it brought that heavy rain line more up across Snohomish, Skagit, and Whatcom County into southwest BC versus Seattle, Tacoma, and Olympia. And you see the earlier run had much more precipitation here across some of the South Sound areas. If we look at the European, this goes all the way on and through Sunday. You can see it still shows some decent amounts here for Seattle, Tacoma, and Olympia. But again, this is a 06Z run, so it may not be up to date completely. But look at the huge amounts across southwest BC and up north of Seattle here. Some of the Olympics, the Cascades getting a nice shot. Upper level low, bringing decent amounts of precipitation across Oregon as well. And this is kind of a novelty here, but I wanted to just kind of show you we are expecting maybe a little bit of snow for the highest peaks out there. But the overall message here is that things are very chilly and raw across the backcountry. So if you can choose a lower elevation campsite for this weekend, you might want to go ahead and just do that. You can see Mount Rainier would be right there. And you see some of those flakes flying across some of the North Cascades here, some of the higher terrain around Lake Chelan as well. So if we back this up here and we take a look at the European, what is coming, you can see our upper level low spinning here across the region. That's what's bringing our precipitation, the thunderstorm activity. It starts to swing on through as we go through the day Sunday. We get this transient ridge here. So it tries to give us a little bit of a break and bring some more fair weather, but you can clearly see the next short wave will be on the heels of this system we're going through right now. And this is Monday night. We go through Tuesday, that will swing through. Then we start to build this more persistent ridge that will be with us probably through the end of the month and start to bring the temperatures back up again as we go through the 29th, 30th, and 31st, and then early September. Now, if we look at the European, I want to kind of play this through. There goes our upper level low now. And then the next system, it does have some precipitation, especially for British Columbia and maybe for northern portions of Washington. Could bring some measurable precip to Seattle and some of the Cascades also. But that one is much more progressive and it moves through much quicker. And then we go on into the 28th. This would be about the nighttime of the 28th. That would be Wednesday night. Taking a look at Crystal Mountain, again, just kind of a novelty here, but if you want to see some flakes flying, you probably need to do it pretty quickly today. If you go up towards Mount Rainier and Paradise, you may see a few flakes in the air out there, and there's Paradise, maybe a couple inches once you get above the parking lot there on some of the higher terrain. Now, taking a look at the 2-meter temperature anomaly, this is the GFS. So check this out. As we go through the day today, very chilly temperatures. You can see how much below normal some of these areas are going to be. You're looking at, 15, 20, 25 degrees below normal for some areas across the Pacific Northwest. Very noteworthy. And as we go through Saturday as well, check it out. This big blob of cold air holding temperatures down dramatically across the region. Start to bounce back here a bit Sunday. Look at some of the Puget Sound even showing a little bit of above average there, some of the Oregon coast as that cooler air moves off to the east. And then we go through Monday, and then the next system's going to be hot on its heels. Then you can kind of see that swooping down across the area, keeping Tuesday below normal across the region. This will be about Tuesday afternoon here. So if I go on in towards Wednesday, you see the little bit of a bounce back start to occur here. Then we go through Thursday and things start to warm up again across Pacific Northwest. This will be the 29th. And this is Zulu time here. So that's about 5 p.m. You ignore that date. That's the 29th there. And then we go on in through Friday. Here goes Friday right here. And then Saturday. So probably finishing up the month in early September with above average conditions. Looks like we have a server issued there. But let's go ahead and take a look at what the National Blended Model says for daily 2-meter min temperatures. So again, kind of drawing attention here to the higher terrain. Look at the Cascades of Oregon, East Slopes, Washington Cascades, Southwest BC. Pretty chilly out there. Eastern Washington, a lot of 40s showing up there as well. And for Sunday morning, again, pretty chilly and raw out there. So if you want to find a different place to camp than the higher terrain, otherwise go prepared because it's pretty raw and chilly out there. And we go through Monday, we bounce back a little, but then we drop things back down again Wednesday morning as that next short wave moves through. But we bounce back kind of quickly here as we go through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Start going above average here as we go on into the early portion of September. Now, looking at the daily 2-meter max temperature, this is where it gets kind of interesting for places like Seattle. We could actually challenge the all-time low high temperature for the date today. And I'll show you some of that here in a moment. But you can see 63, bounce a little bit back here Saturday. There's Sunday, Monday. Tuesday, again, that system swings through. Then we start to bounce back again here. Wednesday, Thursday, August 29th. There's Friday. Look at some 80s returning to the Puget Sound. Upper 80s maybe for the Willamette Valley, starting to warm back up again east of the mountains also. There's the 31st, and then we go through September 1st. So the GFS, let's see if it agrees with what the European is saying. They've been doing pretty good here the last few days. You can see our upper level low swinging through. Transient ridge moves through. Next short wave blasts through here as we go through Tuesday, and then the ridge builds. So pretty good agreement with the European on the pattern upcoming here. We still have to deal with that short wave as we go through the midweek period, but then summer looks like it might make a reappearance here. Now, taking a look at the all-time lowest highs. So the record is 60 for today, set back in 2011. So I'm going to show you some of the model data on that here in a moment. You can see it also is 60 back in August 24th, and just happens to be that very cool day in August 24th, 1985 also led to some pretty interesting snowstorms that we got in November. So probably just a coincidence there, but it's kind of noteworthy. Always fun to look at a blast from the past. Okay, looking at Seattle, Tacoma. This is the raw data from the GFS. As of last night, it only had 59 for the high for Seattle today. I think we might get a little bit warmer than that, but it's kind of interesting looking at that. Then you see the little bounce back Sunday, Monday, and then we drop back down as that next system rolls through. Then we bring some more summer-like temperatures back through the extended forecast. The European raw data here has 61 for today, 1 degree off the all-time low high temperature for the day today. And this is the National Blended Models, also has a 61. So we're at the record low high temperature territory here for today. So Mossbacks, get out there and enjoy that. This is the day for you. Taking a look at the daily, the max 2 meter temperature here, the 24-hour on the NAM. So as we go through the day, today you can kind of see, so this is basically what it's showing for today, 62 degrees. We bounce back Saturday a bit, 68, but it shows 62. So again, a pretty chilly day according to the North American model. Something interesting here on the high resolution rapid refresh. This is the highest temperature I could find for today for SeaTac, 59 degrees. That would be the all-time low high temperature for the day. So noteworthy. Mossbacks, you are going to love today as we scroll on in through Friday here. But yeah, anyway, fun stuff here. It's always nice watching these lightning strikes. I was hoping a few more would move out over the Puget Sound region here, but things were just not unstable enough to maintain those storms out over the lower terrain. You can't rule out a lightning strike here for some of the lower elevations as we go through this morning, but and maybe something will drift off the Cascades into some of the foothill areas today. Not looking at anything like what we're dealing with last weekend, however. But yeah, anyway, raw temperatures and conditions across the higher terrain. What else? We'll watch that next system roll through here. Then we'll continue to watch off in the extended forecast here and see what is to come. But anyway, sorry, frog in the throat last minute here. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good day. Otherwise, we'll do this all again tomorrow. Click like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys then.